pretty lies. Look me in the face, tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.
Are you an aspiring Python developer, or have you just heard the term Python or the coding language Python and you want to try it out? Well, don't worry guys, I am here for you. This is how to install Python 3.10 or plus and just get into it. So if you start, you're obviously not going to be the best Python programmer, so you want to become like this guy over here, a front-end developer. Well, firstly you have to know why you're going to choose Python, and well, it is one of the most popular languages, literally 25.95% the most. And don't worry, I will be coming up with other tutorials on other coding languages which are popular right now, but Python is obviously, as you can see, booming ahead. So you want to be part of that stonks community, and I can't blame you. That's kind of smart. Okay, so you want to start with the Python 3.10 plus download. Now it's actually really easy. You go onto this website called python.org, and it's really simple from there. You even have some beginner code, but you want to ignore all of that and you want to click download. And here you get Python 3.10.6, but if you want a different version, just scroll down. Yes, it's as easy as that. And yeah, you can download any. So here's Python 3.10, here are some 3.10s, but for the purposes of this video, you can just click that yellow download button. I already have it installed, but let's just get on to the text editor part. Okay guys, now we're going to go on to the text editor. Now, there are many useful ones that you can use here, but I like using Sublime Text. It's really easy, really simple. Basically, all you're going to need, and I'll just show you what Sublime Text looks like, or you can use Visual Studio. It's really good, really refined, and it just works really well. Most people use this one, and this is also the one that I use the most, and this is how Visual Studio Code looks. But the most professional one is PyCharm. Now beware, if you are going to use PyCharm, download the community one. The professional one costs money, and I don't really see a need for it. Or if you want to go old school, you could just use the default IDLE, but that's really up to personal preference. Okay, now we're going to run our first piece of Python code. Now I'm going to use Visual Studio. All you need to do is save your file, and yeah. Now I'm going to begin with calling a variable. So I'm going to call my variable variable1. Then I'm going to put an equal sign next to it, and now I'm going to store my information. So the information I want to store is input, what is your name, and then, so that is our variable, or our just here where we can store this information, and this is just an input. So now we can take that information, and we're going to get a little bit fancy here. We're going to import a module called time. Now in Python there are modules which are pre-built into the code. So there are certain modules like Pygame which you need to install, and this is how you're going to do that. You're just going to write pip install Pygame. I've already installed this, so I'm not going to be running it, but that's how you would do it. You just open your command prompt and you type that in. But we're not going to be using that. We're going to be using a module called time. Now, you can do a lot more things with time, but for the purposes of this, we're going to do time.sleep 1.25 seconds. Or you can add whatever you want. I'm just going to do 1.25. Now, this is measured in seconds, so be careful. And now we're just going to do print, and this is just going to print stuff onto our terminal, but you don't really have to understand this. I'll explain this in a later video, but this is just the basics. And so now we're just going to do hello, and now we're just going to call our variable, which has already stored the information on what is my name. So I'm just going to write var1. Now I'm just going to save this. Always remember to save your stuff, and then I'm going to run it. So it's going to come out, it's going to ask me what is my name. I'm going to say ABTheGreaty, and then it's going to say hello ABTheGreaty, and that's just some really simple Python code. Like and subscribe if you learn anything from that, and I will come with a second video if this video gets more than 2 likes and 10 views. Okay guys, so I forgot to do this whilst I was recording, so I might as well put it in now. But if you want to run your code, all you need to do is, here it was just me doing all my editing, but all you need to do is search up Visual Studio Code, click open, and it would say, then it will open this Untitled 1. Now we're just gonna select a language, Python, and then you can go from there.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face, tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.